Welcome to the Indices, and here we're looking at the S&P 500. In a bit of a nutshell, the particular high here at 1902 on the cash market would need to be taken out to prove that the trend is going to continue higher in terms of Elliott Wave. It's that simple. Will it do that? I think that it will. It's not because the Dow Jones has taken its high out here, but it's more so that the Dow Jones transports have been making new highs through here. This is a daily chart here. So the other ones should follow as such. The Dow Jones coming back here on the daily chart is working across the medium level here, 16,500. It hasn't made new highs, but it hasn't rejected this particular level. It's sticking to it. So that's a sign of strength. If it was going to fail, it would have failed from this retest here. Sure, it can retest the 61.8% of this length back to here and then fail from that point. But I don't think that's the case because the indicators are also suggesting that it's still oversold at even at this current price here. So we should see further upside. And also too with the DAX has always been a bit of a leader as well in the bull trend up, and I understand, whichever way you count this particular correction through here, that's what it is. It's a correction because it's got overlapping wave structures. So it's got to be a bullish picture. Even this move up through here where we've counted it as wave 1 and wave 2 here, that could actually be wave 1 on top here and back to here as well. But it doesn't really matter because it's still to the upside. A couple of things here. It's above 9.3, which is the top of group 1. It's above the midpoint, the 500 here, which is also important when you're looking at the bigger picture between 9 and 10 here as well. So the market is above that. 8's always a profit-taking number. It's just because, I don't know, I think it's because of the being the first even number before the next largest whole number, and it seems to the bids get hit there quite often. So look, it's chipping away at that, and it should move through that. But the other little number in here too, if you're day trading, would be 9772. So you really want that number if you're looking to take some profit here or get in. You need that 9772 on your side, but even more so than that too, the 98 here. There'll be some sort of move to it. It may go a little bit higher into group 1, 98, 10, 20 and 30, but probably fail to make support on top of 30, but to expect some type of 3-wave correction across here before we see further upside here. But a reasonable correction here at 9.8 and then support should see you a nice run to the 10,000. So a nice trade. We're trying to do that from the 9.5 here. Unfortunately, the 9.8 got hit pretty quick. So kind of should have expected it. Did expect it, but and I still had a nice trade on that and on the FTSE as well. But the indicator is also suggesting this is moving higher as well on the daily. The FTSE here, slightly different picture here, but still bullish as well. Now, the daily indicators have really sort of pulled down, like the stochastics, and sort of setting up for a buying opportunity. Is it now? It possibly could be, because this move down through here can be counted as a corrective move here, as 5 waves for A and a B and a C for the B wave, and then down for the C wave here. And this move here, it's a little bit rough in here, but it's got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it can be an impulse wave here, as this can be a 3-wave counter trend here. This is not promising here. So the upside trade here, just to keep it safe, would be the 68.30 as a retested support on here. You may get it at the 68.20 as well, but don't buy it here. It's got to prove to you that it's strong, so it's got to move up off these lows here. It's quite critical. It could certainly get larger if it moves through the 68 here. So don't go buying it unless it's on the 68.20 support tested, because that's where the supply is 1, supply 2 here. And also we always buy on top of 68.30, well, on top of 30, on 3 rather, keeping it really simple. So it's possibly there, it's not there yet. Just observe that one. The ASX 200, just starting with this particular daily pattern here, because it was one of the counts that I had in terms of an ending diagonal triangle in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. It fitted, so I had to put it on the table, and we were getting a move down in 5 waves here, so we knew that we'd get a retest and then another 5 down, and we've got those 5 down. So a little bit like the S&P 500, if we can get a move above this little guy here, I think it's 55.10 on the cash, then it confirms that this is an A and a B and a C correction, and then we'll be making new highs above here. Now, this little move up through here, even if we don't make a high here, that's okay for the time being, because this little move up here appears to be impulsive, which is 5 waves. And you know what happens after 5 waves? There's normally a 3-wave counter trend. Now, the 5 waves up through, this is just it here, the A, the B, and the C here, it counts quite nicely, and we picked the bottom here, and we've been working it to the upside. Now, I'm not that sure that this is the exact top right here. There might be a little bit more to it, but either way, from either higher here, there should be a correction here before we find support on 55.30 on top of 3 here. Okay, so group 1, so to speak, so 55.30 here. So if we get support on this, if we get tested support on 55.30, then we won't be getting a correction, and she's just going to continue to the upside. But that's the point there. So normally we would find the top in here, and then the correction here. The correction can come back, 61.8% of this move here can come back below the 54.50 here, but the 54.50 has always been every 50 points in this market is carries strength. So, but it can spike lower like this here to get to the 61.8%. As such in around this area through here. Secondly, it may not come back to this area. It might stay up here in the 54.72 range, up here in the group 2, the 54.78, those sorts of things here, and then move up from there. But I was looking at counting it to the upside, that wave 1 that I was just talking about. And this is the best fit that I've got for it. This is a reasonable 5 waves to here if you pull that apart on a 5-minute chart. Back for 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for wave 3, wave 4. I don't think wave 5 is actually finished here, but it doesn't really matter at this stage here. The it could just bounce straight off here and move up from here. Sort of expect it to do, really. So yeah, look. Anyway, it's positive, but there can be a correction in this range here. Okay, so this is what we've got to kind of figure out over the next sort of day or so. The other little clincher on this one here is, well, across all these indices, is the the US markets have got a holiday on Monday, the Memorial Day. So today. The ASX 200 can either do one or two things. It will either do nothing at all, or it will use that free space to really hop along and move along. So buy new highs if that's going to be the case, but also check the volume as well. And you can also check the volume on BHP and CBA, because we want to see if finance and mining are actually running together, because that gives it a real boost. If you've got one up and one down, then you've got a rock and a hard place, and you need to see who's going to win that struggle. Alrighty, I think that's it. Yep. Alrighty, cheers.